Students, let us continue the basic definitions. The 10th one is disjoint sets. So here also we need two sets to find the disjoint sets. Two sets are said to be disjoint if their intersection is empty. That means there is no intersection element between A and B. Next we see what is a universal set. This is a very important set to define here. So universal set is always defined by U. It is the collection of all possible mathematical combinations. That means universal set means we usually have all our number systems. Z, that means the set of integers, W, the set of whole numbers, N, the set of natural numbers, Q, the set of all rational numbers, and R, all the real numbers. So usually our universal set will be any of these basic sets. Next, we define what is a complement of a set. For defining a complement of a set, we certainly need to define a universal set. If and only if the universal set is present, then only we can define a complement of a set. So for defining a complement of a set, we need a set called A, and its notation for complement is either A dash or A complement. This is C, or we can denote it as A bar. All the three notations can be used for defining complement of a set. It is nothing but U minus A. That means all the elements of A should be deleted from the universal set, then the remaining elements in the universal set is called a complement of a set. Next, we define the difference of two sets. So here we need, as usual, two sets A and B. The difference is denoted by minus. So here how we can define difference? So this is nothing but the set of all x such that x belongs to A but x does not belong to B. That means, suppose if you have two sets called A and B, we consider all the elements in A and we don't consider the elements of B. That is what the meaning of difference of two sets. While we do the problems, we can easily understand the concept of difference. Next comes symmetric difference of two sets. So here we define the difference by the notation minus, but the symmetric difference is denoted by the symbol called delta. Okay, the definition is A minus B union B minus A. That is A difference B union B difference A. We can define this by other words, that is A union B difference A intersection B. Either way we can define the symmetric difference of two sets called A and B. Right? Next we can move on to the cardinality of the sets. What is called the cardinality of the set? It is nothing but the number of elements in the given set. Suppose if A contains the elements from 1 to 10, the cardinality of A is 10. And it is denoted by the symbol n, that is the number of elements of A is 10. Suppose if the number of elements A contains only one element called 5, then what is n of A? Which is 1. Okay, so note that we are not going to put a set bracket for this number because it is just a number. We should not have any braces here. So if n of A is equal to 1, then this is called a singleton set. Since it contains only one element, it is called a singleton set. Next, we move on. That's all the basic definitions. Next, we move on to the very important topic called properties of set operations. So here we define these following properties over here. First property is commutative. Commutative means here also we need two sets, A and B. So commutative means A union B should be equal to A intersection B. If both are equal, we call this as commutative. Next, associative. Sorry, it is B union A. A union B equal to B union A. Next, for associative, we need three sets, A, B and C. Suppose if you put union between these sets, which is called A union B, put a brace, then union C. So this holds good for intersection also. Suppose if we replace union by intersection, we have A intersection B intersection C is equal to A intersection B intersection C. Okay. Next we called distributive property. Distributive means A, here also we need three sets, A, B and C, but we distribute both the operations called, basic operations called union and intersection throughout. That's why it is called distributive. So A union B intersection C. So both are distributed throughout. So the property is A union B intersection A union C. Okay, A union B. Next, in between we have intersection A union C. Okay, next we have identity. Identity means A union universal set is equal to A, this is union and this is universal set, A is A, and A intersection universal set is equal to A. This is what the identity property. Next comes idempotent. Idempotent means whenever you unite or intersect the same set, the set itself will come. That is called idempotent. Okay, if you unite A with A, then the answer is A. If you intersect A and A, then also the set is A. Next we have a special property called absorption. Absorption means A union A intersection B is A. Suppose if we invert the operations, instead of union intersection, instead of intersection union, the same set will come. This is called, so the property, the set A absorbs both union and intersection throughout the series. So it is called absorption.